Good morning.
Hello. It's a very bright, sunny, hot
Hot,
day
humid,
today.
Mugsley day. Mugsley day. Very Mugsley day.
It's like, I'm not going outside today if I can help it.
Yeah.
Hello, Rose. Thanks for stopping in. One of our friends who's with us all the time stopped in this past week. I was like, well, say hello, say hello. So we had a good chat about Tennessee since I used to live down in Clarksville. Hopefully everybody got to listen to the podcast this morning. Today's podcast has a picture as well. And there we go. Did anyone see the picture? Marianne, you've got that, right?
Yeah. Ted just took it. He's giving it to the girl to put on, so it should be on very shortly.
Oh, but hello. Yeah, when Ted's done with it, we'll try and get it on screen. Yeah, and like we did show it on the recording. I forget how many weeks back we recorded this episode, but
a while, yeah.
It's been a minute. So let's see. Renee's like, I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. We finally got rain after months of drought. I actually had to bail out of my car after driving through a flash flood to get my husband caught out walking. Wow.
Jeez, oh man. That's scary.
Hey, Sandy over on Twitch. Good morning. Hey, Chris.
Muggy day is right.
Jules is like, I'm still reeling from the last that 2-parter episode podcast that we had. Yeah, as soon as Ted's done getting it up on the website, we'll have it for you. Now, hey, E-Room. So here is a gentleman. We're doing some pictures today. Our good buddy Mike over on Twitch sent this one over. Now, Miriam, what do you think? And I believe it is Mike who is the person behind
the Earthbound Spirit.
There you go. There you go, E-Room. Mike,
yeah, no, and it's definitely, it definitely likes him. Absolutely.
So, Marianne, we're going to have to get you on Twitch at one point long enough to watch Mike on one of his streams just to see if it's still standing around him. Hopefully not.
Yeah, well, you wonder how long ago was this picture taken, too. It says on the little thing 97, so is it still with him? Is it left? Who knows? They can come and go.
So there you go. Yeah, you had an extra friend there who popped into that picture. And I believe, if I remember your story correctly, this was like during a show or like right after, and it was the drummer and I'm waving like my mouse around like everybody can see my mouse, is the other gentleman kind of leading in. So
with the peace sign.
Yes.
Okay. See, I almost questioned the girl.
No, that's Mike in the red coat. So the other guy's the drummer.
Okay. Oh, this is Mike in the red coat?
Uh-huh.
Oh, so this is attached to the drummer then?
Yeah.
Not Mike. Okay.
So you might be in the clear.
And I sort of wondered about this girl back there. I wonder if these two are together, this guy and this girl, if there's something they're sharing.
Yeah, it's
see, a picture can go 10,000 different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet, Mike, if you go through some of your other pictures in your travels, I wonder if you have other little anomalies, especially since you guys were in so many different playing locations. So that would be interesting to see if you have any more laying around that you may not even
realize.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, no, they are not together. She was the wife of the club owner. And he's the torso behind Mike.
I see it. Okay. No, so it's just the drummer then. That's his. It was his. If it still is or not, who knows? But it was definitely his. Yeah.
He's like, not many road pics. All of us. Yeah. Before cell phones, before the age of cell phones.
Yeah. And see, cell phones seem to catch orbs pretty well. But well, like I said, we're not going to have film much longer anyway. So we're going to have to just rely on cell phones and digital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing your pick.
Absolutely.
That's a really good not little, that was a big anomaly caught on film there. Um, so hopefully we have Amy on with us, Joanne, um, with us, and Jane, because they all sent in pictures. So today we've got quite a few pictures, not only just the picture for the podcast, but pictures other people have sent in. Hello, everybody coming in. And if you have pictures that you might want us to take a look at, show online, that's the email to send it into. Oh, interesting. He says it was taken with a 35mm camera sitting on a desk with a self timer.
That's perfect. That's exactly what that is then. Exactly.
Yeah, Brooke's like, amazing picture. I still have to go through some of my old ones buried somewhere back here amongst all of these books of photo albums. Let's see. So, I think we'll save the special blue ones later because we've already talked about those, and those are a different category.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the next two pictures are from Joanne, who bought a new cabinet. And with as pronounced as these orbs are, she's like, I'm surprised I didn't see them, with my own eyes before buying this cabinet.
It's hard for your eyes to catch energy like that. It's energy that is so, it's just not, it's not dust particles, it's energy, and it's hard to see it sometimes. There's another picture of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There it is.
You can almost see the face in the front of this. I mean, my guess is that this is probably the woman who owned this cabinet at one time. And she must be okay with it because she's just checking it out. So I don't think there's a problem, but that's definitely somebody from the light. And like I said, you can see long hair, you can see a face. She's sort of facing to the right. I think and maybe that's somebody you even recognize.
So there you go. So it's not always an earthbound maybe that comes with your
no, of course not. Right.
Right, Melanie, go through all my old photo albums from back in school.
You'd be surprised what you might catch.
Yeah. Sandy's like leaning into my phone to be able to see it better.
Yeah, turn it sideways.
Right. Blow it up. Yeah. The finger grill. Consuelo asked, what happens to earthbounds who died over 2,000 years ago? Are they still around, or do they eventually get absorbed into ether or another dimension?
No, they do not. They are around that long until they figure out a way to get to the white light or go with somebody into the white light. Nope. They don't get absorbed into anything.
There are certain TV shows that will say, like, if an earthbound doesn't cross over, eventually they go mad. They turn into these like more evil type of spirits, and I think that's where a lot of that thought comes from.
I can't even talk about that. That's just so ridiculous.
Helen says, good morning, ladies. My sister has supernatural experiences, and since she's been wearing her quince seed, she is no longer having earthbound spirits. She is now very relieved.
The seed actually works 100%. I don't know. I mean, everybody that wears it has never had a problem. So
yes, the epic eye roll when I mentioned that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Joanne, she's like, thank you. I love this piece. Can't believe I jumped on and there was my piece. Yeah. So good timing. She got to see her cabinet be discussed.
Right. No, it's fine. Like I said, you might, and if not, I bet it's the lady that owned that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman for sure.
So the next three have been sent in by Jane. These were caught with like security camera outside the house. Here's one of the first ones. So all of those lines that were not the twig is what the camera was focusing on.
That's an orb going across that got caught on film. You can see, I mean, it's one orb, but because the film was moving, that's what it looks like. No, that's nothing bad. That's good.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
Second one.
Orbs, 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 orbs. No, no, no. Those are
Okay.
all orbs.
And this one.
No, that's interesting.
I was going to say, is that technically like a plasma or?
Yeah, that's not orbs. That is something that could be something totally different. That could be one, two, three. That could be maybe 2 or 3 earthbound spirits in the same general vicinity. But no, that is not orbs. This is other than orbs, right?
That's like the front steps of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
She did not say, and I'm going to double check real quick, if she had, yeah, her email does not say. Like if she had a seed over that door and that's why they can't get in and they're all standing there.
Yeah, and well, like the picture that we showed with the one trying to knock to get. Did we do that one already?
Which one?
Where the ghost is knocking, trying to get in. I get so confused with these podcasts.
Let me go.
Never mind. It's not important, but this is
Next tab.
Yeah, go to the next one.
Nope, that would be next week's.
Okay, well, next week you'll see a clearer picture of this type of a ghost. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Yep, she's here with us. She's like, why are they around my house? There is a seed on the inside of that door.
Because they're trying to figure out a way to get in. That's exactly why. And there was a big full moon this past Tuesday, or Monday, whatever, Monday or Tuesday. But absolutely, if you go back to that date, it's on the stamp there. See what kind of moon, what was the phase of the moon then? Did they have more energy because of a new moon or a full moon? That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that proves that your house is totally secure if they can't get in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Vicky. She's like, hi, friends, just realized the time is straight for my girls. I'm missing my girls. Hubby rolled his eyes.
Oh, jeez.
So I do believe Amy is with us over on Twitch, Frock. And we're going to send, or not send, but show hers next. Now, these ones are 4. And I put them up so you can see the progression, because that first one that I looked at, I was like, that's just a reflection of your light in the glass. And then I looked at the other ones and I'm like, or not. So as they came over to me and the way they were lined up in the email, and I know sometimes Gmail will kind of throw that off a little bit in the attachments, we'll show them in the order that they came over. So this was the first one. And in all of the pictures, we're going to pay attention to the blue area. And
that is alien. No ands, ifs, or buts about it.
And there you go. And she was outside taking them. So that was not a reflection on the glass. So so there's the first one. And then the second one.
Yeah, look how it changed shape. That's for sure. And there it is again. No. That's definitely. What county are you in? Is she on there? Did she say what?
She is. Yeah. Let's see. We just wait for her to answer. Of what county area, because she is local here in Ohio. Union.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. I wouldn't have been surprised if she had said Lorain, because that's the kind of activity that's in Lorain County. I'm not exactly sure where Union County is, but.
And then that was her final.
Yeah, no, that is definitely alien. No doubt about it.
So there's those were all the pics that were sent in today that are ready to go. When I double checked over in the email to see if we had whether or not there were seeds in the one house, I see somebody sent something in, so maybe we'll show those next week, just because it takes a little bit for it to download, change the format, and upload them. So but yeah, thanks for sharing your pictures, guys. It's always fun to see what adventures people have been on and what they catch while doing it.
Right. Hang on a minute. Ted, are you done with that picture? Almost. Okay.
Oh, and she said it was above the hospital.
You know what? I doubt if it was a specific thing they were over unless there was somebody in the hospital that they were watching. Here's the picture.
Oh, I'll take myself out so the picture is big for everybody to see.
And that was the man that was walking around, and that was his smashed up car. So there you go. And State Highway Patrol took that picture, not me.
So that one is the one that if it's not on the web, like it's going to be.
It'll be on soon.
Yeah. So you'll be able to see it bigger and more clear. So that is the picture that inspired today's episode of When Ghosts Speak podcast that is available everywhere except for now Stitcher. I think Stitcher went down. Like Stitcher shut their whole platform across the board. So if you were a Stitcher podcast user, there's no Stitcher anymore. But thanks for sharing your pictures with us, guys, and letting us show them online. Dylan, I think we did your pictures in the very, very beginning, and I probably do not have them anymore. I'd have to go way, way back. Because honestly, after we show them, I kind of remove them from the laptop for space and everything. But feel free to send them in again, and we can go over it. And I've been contemplating, the store does have a Discord, and I'm like, maybe I should make a When Ghosts Speak section of our Discord and just put pictures up in there too when we're done with them online, so people can go back and look at them.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, so that could be a side project on downtime.
Sure, when you have extra time.
Yeah. Who needs sleep? Yeah, it's very fun to see the photos and hear the comments. Yeah, Kim's like, I have so many I could share. Yeah, send them into the email, and if you can, a little bit about where you were, what was going on maybe. So if we have questions, like hopefully they're already kind of answered, and we can talk about it without, hoping you're here with us. Sandy's like me, I need sleep.
Sleep's overrated, believe me.
Sleep when you're dead. Famous.
That's right.
But yeah, that's the email to send in pictures or some general questions that you want us to answer online as well. But if you're sending in pictures, please let us know kind of like the story around what was going on with your picture, and we'll put it up there. And
just for all the new people, which we're so glad that so many people are listening to this now. Mm-hmm. Apparently, you guys are sending me questions through some kind of an electronic device. I don't see them. I don't have any. I don't use them. Call or send me a letter. I do not see any of your comments on any of this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know people are asking questions, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, because Marianne, you and electronics don't get along.
At all.
So she doesn't see them. They kind of go through these filters. So just you can send a question in through the email here too, and I can forward them if you lose all other information.
Right.
But your website also has your email and
everything on the phone number, the email, everything. Absolutely.
So if you want to order quinceads, if you want to get right to Marianne, use the info on her website there. Let's see if there were any other questions or comments that maybe we missed while doing pictures.
I'm looking forward to this Saturday. It should be interesting out at Kipton. Actually, we'll get to see where you used to live.
That house
is still there, right? That house is still there. That is a pain in my butt, but absolutely, there's always something going on at that house. So
I actually stopped by there this past Saturday and was visiting with Nikki and was telling her how I need to put all of the events. And I'm like, you've had anything? She's like, strange stuff still happens. She's like, especially in the garage. She's like, I'll get you a list of things that are still kind of. And what she was describing, I'm like, well, the Fae like to come in as well into that house. So I'm like, there's that. But she's like, the house, she's like, because she's kind of like doing upgrades on it to turn around. So, to sell it. And she's like, a project that should take 20, 30 minutes turns into 5 hours. She's like, this house is such a pain. And I'm like, haha, and it's your problem now. But yeah, that the land and the house, and I think it's more the land than it is the house itself, really.
See, I know there's some people that are very, very tuned into ley lines and how a house is or a property sits on a ley line, which is what longitude and latitude, and it has something. But I have absolutely no knowledge about that. I would know if the house should be upside down or turn right or left. It's beyond me. So and if I don't know about it, I can't fix what it's doing that's breaking. So I don't, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. Which is why, like, I remembered when we were at the Lorraine Palace Theater for that ghost walk, and you were talking about, like, yeah, put a St. Joseph that works on every house. And then you're like, except for one. And I'm like, guilty.
The St. Joseph move, I say, put a stone on it so you know where it is. That little statue will move anywhere in the yard that it feels like. And it's hard to find sometimes. And it's like, I had learned a long, long time ago, somebody told me that if somebody was having a hard time getting pregnant, to do this, 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 and this. And so I forwarded that information to certain people. And there was actually a lady in Colorado that had gone through all the shots and everything to try to get pregnant, and she had gotten hold of me. And I said, okay, I said, try this. And I sent her something out, and she had to bury it in the backyard on a certain time and a certain day, and she did. And 3 weeks later, she was pregnant. It was just meant to be. I mean, that doesn't make you get pregnant. If you're supposed to, it will help. And so, but the trick to that is, after the baby is born, you have to dig that up. Well, she couldn't find it. She was nursing the brand new little boy she had. And exactly 10 minutes later, she had her second little boy while she was nursing. She still couldn't find it. 10 months later, she had her third baby boy. She moved.
I'm done with the babies.
She moved. So she had like 3 babies under 3 years old, 4 years old. It was ridiculous. And, it doesn't work for everybody. And I just told that to somebody not that long ago, and they said, well, who bought the house? Did they get pregnant all the time? I said, I don't know. I have no idea.
And that'd be a weird question to go knock on the door, right? Hi.
Right, exactly. So is everybody in here pregnant? How many kids do you have?
Oh, that's funny. There's not enough coffee in the world for that.
No.
Helen has kind of a longer question, and I hope we have all of the pieces coming through, because when they're long, they get broken up. She asked, does a little jockey man no bigger than a car bumper fall into the little people category that you always mention? 2-part story, driving in a car, and sister said, don't run over the little jockey man. But I did, because I didn't see him. I heard her loud banging on the car. She said he was hitting the car and shaking his fist at her. Later in the day, she tripped and broke her ankle, and said she was tripped, that the little jockey man tripped her.
You know what? I don't think he tripped you. I think he distracted you where you tripped. I don't believe that they can actually push you or shove you like that. But and it's interesting to see what other people would call what you're calling the little jockey man. Because little folk have all kinds of looks. I mean, little fat ones, little skinny ones, tall skinny ones, short skinny ones. I mean, they're ridiculous. So, and you could not have hurt him, because he could have jumped into another dimension. That's where he's from. So that was just a mind game he was playing with you, and your sister was just adding right to it. That's for sure.
I will say, don't do this if you have started. Like, while you were talking, I opened up another tab and typed in like jockey man fairy, thinking it would bring me That is not what you're going to get.
Oh yeah, I bet not. No.
Yeah, don't go looking. Use your imagination. That tab is now closed. Um, Janet says, I have used your Quincy charms and my energy level has much improved. I make my husband wear one. He is in.
Oh my God, he needs that so bad. Do not let him go to a prison without that. Oh my gosh. Because he's a target anyway. Anybody that's negative is going to try to get through and turn him from his good works. So he really needs to have a Quincy on him. 100%.
Strawberry Hair says, good morning, my favorite ladies. Would like to join a Zoom meeting. I'm desperate to see if someone is with me in spirit. I'm at a loss in taking grief counseling. Anything I can do to have signs. Well, the Zoom's only going to help if they're earthbound, not if they've crossed over.
Right.
So, and usually, Marian, like you say, earthbounds are not usually people you know.
No.
But this is to join a Zoom meeting.
And the next Zoom is full, right? So we have the 24th that just opened.
Yeah, there's one spot for the 14th. So it's pretty much full as of right before we went live. So if it's filled in since now, otherwise then you're waiting for the 24th, which is a Monday. But that's how you would join in a Zoom. Let's see, catch up here. Gina says, I work at a funeral home, and twice in the past week, my coworkers and I saw a white orb bouncing around in there. What's the best way to communicate with it?
Some people can see people that crossed over. Some people can't. I cannot. I see earthbound ones, but then there's other people that only see ones that crossed over. I wouldn't have any clue how to communicate with an orb, because anybody that has crossed over is going to for sure come in a dream. And if you're seeing those in a funeral home, that is probably the relatives of whoever is being prepared for their funeral, waiting around for that person. So that's probably who it is. I would not worry about that at all. Orbs are always good.
Thank you, Judith. She's like, we love spending Wednesdays with you girls and the watchers. Let's see here. Yeah, Karen's coming with us to Kipton.
Oh, good.
And Sandy's going to be out there helping out. You know what? We haven't tried to do audio. If you send it to me, I may have to play around with it. So I can't guarantee if I'll have it figured out by next week. But, you know, you can go ahead and send it. Just hopefully it's not too long, because I know there's like size limitations on email. So we'll see what we can do with it. Right. Yeah. I'll have to go back and watch. I came in late today. I'm in Phoenix and the time change. So I know we did some fairy pictures like months ago, and I don't remember who sent them in. So if you have them handy, go ahead and send them again, because I'm scrolling through the email of the Wengo Speak. Like there was a gnome picture from like Shelley, and that was back in January. So yeah, send them again for me. Let's see. Yeah, there's supposed to be some kind of special lines running through Phoenix and especially Sedona. You know, it's funny, like all the times I go to Tucson, I've never felt the need to go sit in Sedona. The mountains around Tucson are great when I don't bring home extra friends, which has only happened once in all the years I've been out there. So, but I've never felt the need to go sit in Sedona personally myself, but people love it. Let's see. Is there a way to order quinceads like you do with the jewelry dream bags?
There are no seeds alone, correct. I don't have I only have so many of those seeds. I don't have, bunches and bunches of them. And so we save them for the necklaces and the charms and that kind of stuff, and the dream bags. So no, the only way to get loose ones, cheapest one is to get them in a dream bag because there's a quince seed in each dream bag. But no, there are no loose ones. Even when I do, even if they show up at Kipton on Saturday, I won't have any loose ones with me. I'll have quince seed charms with me, but I won't have any loose ones. No.
Let's see. I am getting the link. So there's a question about tickets for Kipton. That's if you want to book your spot ahead of time in Kipton, and that is helpful if we know how many people are coming. So if you like to join us and you haven't already, there's the link that you can use to book with us. And Marian, I believe it's on your website. It's also on our website under the list of events as well. So that's how you can join us. So I believe it was Chair, and I had it lined up till I switched over to go find this link. She's like, "Who is the jockey man?" And then somebody was like, "Was it a grumpy gnome?" And maybe, right? But
Could
then
be. It could be.
And then I wonder too, if the lady who was asking this, were you near one of the racetracks, and could it really have been an actual?
Well, that's it. And if you picture gnomes in your head, gnomes would never look like somebody that would be a jockey. Jockeys are little tiny people. I mean, gnomes are roly-poly. So I doubt if it was a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think it would be that.
She says it looks like one of those little jockey man statues on Home Alone that the pizza man ran over.
Okay, then. Whatever that means, I have no idea.
You know how, like, there's usually the guy in the yard that sometimes they're holding the lantern?
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
Well, that's not a gnome. Definitely was not a gnome. That was just another form of a little folk, but not a gnome.
Brooke, did you Google it? No. Yeah.
I just think jockey underwear. So you put the two together. Don't go there.
And a subset of cultural fetish. So we close that tab real quick.
No.
Hello from Australia. Hello. Renee asks, are there any wee folk we should actually encourage to hang around our homes? If so, what kind and how do we entice them to stay?
You know, you're going to have them in your gardens, in your yard, in your vegetable gardens, in your flower gardens, and they're there and they're pollinating and they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing. So, no, you do not have to do anything at all. I'm going to assume that anybody that has formal gardens and that kind of thing probably have more of them hanging out if it's, that type of a garden. But no, any kind of, even wildflowers. So no, there's nothing you have to do. They will just be there.
Yeah, and you kind of want to keep the ones at least outside.
Keep them outside. That's right.
Once you start working with them, if you get lazy, start forgetting, then they are no longer helpful.
That's right.
So it's a commitment.
Keep your gardens weeded and what have you. Yeah. And, watch your cats outside because seriously, cats are one of their biggest enemies, if you think about it.
That's why I love all of those little memes and pictures where you see the cat like hunched down in the bushes and there's like half a fairy hanging out of their mouth,
Oh my God.
And you're like, oh.
Nah.
Lauren says, hello, I had a Zoom meeting with my mom about a month ago, and Mary Ann saw my grandmother as an earthbound spirit that's been in our house on and off since 15 years ago. I've had a dream of her being in my house only a couple times since she passed. Can earthbound still come in dreams if they are in the house?
No, they cannot. And was that her in your dream, or were you having a dream about her? There's a definite difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, you would be the only one that could answer that. I could not.
We did go over quite a few pictures already at the beginning. So you can always go back and rewatch at the end and look at them all. And we had quite a few today that everybody has sent in. We already have one or two ready for next week that people have sent in since we started the live. Let's see. Oh, I see Crystal Cat started a question. So, okay, here's the beginning, I believe. We had a lot of people who passed in my building. One neighbor died in the parking lot. My cat leashed and trained, and when she sees him before he dies, she would go to him for pets. She was the only man she liked and didn't like any other men. So I guess maybe, are you saying that your cat is still kind of seeing him?
And he could be visiting, which would be fine.
Hey, Chair.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I need to go to Sedona at least once. I don't know.
It's not on my bucket list.
Yeah. I've never felt the need to go. And what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? Like, I purposely had extra time to like decompress before coming back. And I'm like, we could drive out there. And I'm like, nah, we found a different like driveway up in the mountain, and we found like some hidden waterfalls and stuff. And we ended up spending the day. And
you can meditate and get your energy and your feel good stuff from that kind of stuff. You don't, whatever.
You know, maybe. I guess I should just say that I've been there, but I don't know. Sue says, yesterday at our family picnic, 2 little girls advised me that there were 2 fairies in my one garden. I looked, but unfortunately I didn't see them.
I bet the kids could see them. Kids are good. I'm telling you, kids are good.
Let's see. Okay, so yes, so Crystal Cat was talking about the guy in the building that her cat would go to. She's like, now she looks at the spot where they meet. So
no, I bet he's just visiting.
Mm-hmm. Good question, Chair. Do aliens have ghosts?
I don't know. I've never seen an alien ghost, so I have no idea. I imagine they die too, but do they? I don't know.
Be interesting. We're gonna have to talk to some of them, Marianne. Do they have hauntings? Are their ships haunted if somebody dies when they're traveling? Like,
no idea.
I don't know, Marianne.
No idea. I wouldn't. Nope, don't know. And I don't think I would feel comfortable going on a spaceship and clearing it. I would have reservations about that.
That door might snap you up.
That's right. It's like, I'm not coming back, folks. Right.
Wednesday morning lives are changing for a bit.
Yeah. Coming you from above the world.
Melanie still wants us in Georgia.
I know.
Amy's like, my charm seed fell off my bracelet. Should she?
My charm seed fell off my bracelet. Bring the bracelet in to one of the events and let Ted look at it. The bracelet. So that must have been the Swarovski bracelet. If that's the bracelet it was, bring it in and I'll have the girl that makes them for me fix it. Don't throw the bracelet out.
Yeah, don't do that. And I am checking something real quick. All right, so I'm on the website right now and it brings it right up. It works. So use the link that we put up, or if you go to, goddesslead.com, go either into haunted events or just events and scroll for it. When you click on it, pops right up.
The one thing apparently on the website says that no tickets are available, but if you look down farther, the next one, if you hit, it does let you buy tickets.
Yeah.
That's what somebody told me. So the one has got an error in it, but if you go to the other one, it does open.
Here, and we'll do this real quick. Just went in chat to like everything we're streaming to. So let me go back up and find where we were. Let's see. Hey, Falkrai, thanks for joining. I thought Sedona was magical pure, and see, people love it. So hopefully, I may. I go every year. Maybe one of these times I'll swing because I think it's a 2.5, 3 hour drive from Tucson. So that's another reason why. And I'm like, ugh, after carrying heavy boxes of rocks all day, like I don't want to go drive for hours to look at energy
Right.
horses. Uh, oh, so Sandy's like Googled magnetic data. I would say the Kipton house is darn close to a ley line.
Okay, that would, like I said, there's got to be a reason for it because anything that I know I can do, we have tried on that house and it works for a while and then the wheels fall off. So I just don't know what goes on in that house.
Yeah, and Nikki's
No
like, I'll
idea.
doing it for the podcast too. So when that one goes up, Marianne, it might be the three of us, or if you just want me.
Right.
So yeah, she's like, now the garage is still a problem because
And she'll let us in the house to do a podcast from inside the house?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. I can pull landlord rank, but I won't have to. She's like, sure. And like one of the things she was saying, and of course, I'm always the debunker first, right? There is a door to the stairs. And it's one of the old wooden doors with the knob that you kind of turn, but it's more for show. It's the little thing that, like, when you pull on it, it goes in and lets you, pull it. The door, you can twist and pull all you want. That door does not open for her now. She's like, yeah, for a week and a half, I haven't been able to go upstairs.
Somebody's holding that door shut.
And I thought about going and testing it just to see if it would open for me. But I'm like, nope, because I am not getting trapped in this house again. Like, I don't even like sitting in this kitchen for an hour talking to you because I'm not getting trapped into this house again. So I'm like, no, we're not gonna test that theory.
That is actually a common thing with earthbound spirits. Somebody trying to get in a door and they're holding it. That's happened to me a couple of times where I was trying to get in something and I know what house it was. The house where the axe was thrown at me. That one with the one creepy picture.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get into the well room because they kept saying that there's somebody down the basement. And I remember going to that door and turning the knob and let's face it, I am not a wimp. And I could not open that door. I had all my weight against that door and I could not. It jiggled and I could not open it. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll come back. So I went down and got rid of a couple others and came back and I looked at that door and I grabbed that handle and I turned it and I pretended I was breaking down a brick wall and nobody was holding it. I almost killed myself running into the well because I went so fast that it opened. And he was already out of there, but he was hiding in another room. So, but yeah, no, they can hold a door shut very easily, very, very easily.
So
there was a man that had an alternative lifestyle and he came home from work and there was an earthbound spirit in his house that did not like that type of lifestyle. And so when he went to open his back door to get in, he put the key in and he opened it and it would shove back at him. And he would push it and it would shove right back at him. And he went screaming across the street to the neighbor's house, who he never met, and sat on her front porch until somebody came home and tried to open the door. So they can do that very easily.
Mm-hmm. Karen, she's like, yeah, if you look up Jockey Man, find Handsome Man Bloomers. It's one of the more calm things you'll find. Let's see.
Now, let me ask you something, because again, I'm looking at this computer, I'm looking at you guys on the screen and everything, and I've got my pencil here with an eraser. If I had to touch something, I could use this eraser. Now, you opened up Jockey Man. Does that mean that's an imprint on your computer now that you look at porn?
No. No, but
well, I'm just asking. I don't know.
No. So we just ended Pride Month, right? So because of looking for events to go vend at through Ohio, Pride and fairy is sometimes a term used for certain subcultures of gay men.
Yes, right.
So you put in Jockey Man Fairy.
Oh, I get it. Okay. That's where you come up with that.
I'm like,
Okay.
well, that's not what I'm looking for.
That's right. Okay.
Um, Brooke, did you clip that? That's fantastic. Um, let's see. Where are we at? Catch up to everybody. Okay, let's get to some more. Oh, Vicky says, did you put mugwort in the dream bags? Ever since I accidentally washed mine and all of the insides, except the quincy, disintegrated, I can't remember my dreams.
Well, usually they can go through the washer and dryer without a problem at all.
Maybe extra agitation in that cycle.
Maybe, yeah. I don't understand why that I've never had anybody have them fall apart, so I don't know.
Oh, and Frog says it was the chain pull. The bracelet was of mine. So
I can't help you then. If it was the Swarovski bracelet, I could have replaced it for you, but I can't do this. It was your own bracelet. Yeah.
let's see. So, okay, cool. Strawberry, you got in for Friday. Awesome. So if anybody else wants to join the Zoom, now it's going to be Monday the 24th. That has openings. And somebody asked, and I can't find it now because there's so much fun chat going on. Like, how do you tell the difference between dreaming of somebody, like your own dream, versus them visiting you in the dream?
When they visit you in a dream, they're going to look healthy. They're going to be happy. If they were older when they died, they're going to look younger. They won't talk to you till you say hi first. And then you can talk to them and ask them questions. Sometimes when you have a dream about them, it's not a very pleasant dream, or they're in a dream and they're just like grumpy or not moving or not talking, or they just look down. There's a definite difference. There is no reason for any spirit to look down if it's in the light. Just keep that in mind. They're going to look, maybe they're not giggling or smiling, but they're going to look pleasant. They're going to look content. You can tell when walk down the street, you can tell in a crowd who's crabby and who's tired and who's thinking about anything else. And then there's the person with the things in their ears bebopping to their song. They're having a good time. So it just depends. And that's the same way you'll see them in a dream.
Let's see. Helen asked, can you share details on how your husband transports or teleports? How does he astral travel?
Everybody does it differently, and he finds that the easiest way for him to do it is right before he falls asleep at night when he's totally relaxed. That he always does it before he goes to sleep for the night. But everybody, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, like Chris, thank you. She's like, Tucson and Sedona are like 4 hours apart. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm like,
that's far.
And Sandy's like, I hear it's beautiful, but have not wanted to go there. Because she was with me in Tucson this year, right? Yeah. All blend together. Neither one of us were like, let's go drive that now. One of these days, I guess I should, just to say I was there. Let's see. Lisa says, hi, Marianne. I hear the same high-pitched tone you mentioned you hear regarding wee folk. It's not tinnitus or titinus. I've heard it said both ways. Am I picking up on wee folk? I just assumed my guardian angel was near me.
And I don't know of anybody else that hears them like that. So maybe you do hear them like that. I would not think it would be a guardian angel, because your guardian angel should be with you 24/7. So you would hear that all the time. So I would not say it's your guardian angel at all. But it could be, alien or wee folk visiting. Absolutely.
Yeah, she said it came untied. So the insides of the dream bag.
Oh, well, that's why then. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Let's see. To keep a dream bag clean, can you put it in a small plastic bag?
Yes, you can, because a lot of times what is in those dream bags is not a pleasant smell to some people. So if you put it in a Ziploc bag, it still works 100%. And so you don't have to accidentally wash them. keep those. There you go, Renee. That's exactly right. Keep them under the fitted sheet, or if you have a mattress pad on your bed, stick it under the mattress pad where the pillows go. There could be 18 pillows, but it has to be over where your head goes. So if it's under the mattress pad, you only have to worry about, what do you clean your mattress pad? Every 3 months. So you only have to worry about not accidentally throwing it in, the washer in 3 months. But it'll work there too. It doesn't have to be right underneath you.
Sandy. I get a high pitch ringing now and then. Please don't be aliens. Please don't be
aliens. I have nothing to say to you, Sandy. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the one time that I heard them, it did not sound like tinnitus high pitch because I have that in both ears.
Yeah.
It sounded like sheet metal being wretched and ripped and grinded. Like it was that teeth hurting high pitched metal on metal when I heard.
With the aliens, do you know what that sounds, what the sound is like when a truck is backing up? That beep, 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 beep that they do? Okay, not the little folk, but with the aliens, it's high pitched, but it beeps like that. That's how I know the difference between that and the little folk. The little folk, it's a constant beep. It's not stop, go, stop, go, stop, go.
I see that was different from so maybe just the reason why I heard them, it was different, but that metal retching, I thought the granary, which if you come to Kipton, you'll see what I'm talking about. I thought that whole building was like collapsing and falling. And my first thing was like to look out the window to make sure that building wasn't coming
over. Yeah.
Because there is a part of it that's rather tall that I'm like, if that's falling this way, that could be tall enough to hit my house. So
are we going around those buildings or in any of those buildings on Saturday?
There's one that we have permission that we can kind of get into, others that we can look in.
Okay.
So we'll have access on the outside of the house. And I believe inside what they consider their town hall, which used to be a bank. So, and then we can go as far up and down that bypass, which used to be the railroad. Yeah. But the accident literally happened right across the street from the house.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll have access all around there. But it is almost 11 o'clock. We will be recording an episode of the podcast after this live ends, only on Twitch. So if you're a Twitch friend, you can join us if you want. You get to hear it before I have to do all the editing, taking out all the extra conversations, goofing off, and maybe inappropriate for podcast listening. Twitch is free. So if you don't have it, you want to join in, just make a free profile. You can hop over, come hang out with us. Now, when it comes to the Zooms, we are now full for the 14th. The next one will be the 24th. So some rules about Zoom. Please make sure you type your email in correctly. As soon as you hit pay and go, the system is going to automatically send you a confirmation email. Do not delete that email. If your email is mistyped, it's going to bounce. You're not going to get it. I don't know what your email is. I have to wait for you to say, hey, I never got my email before I can go in there, fix it, and resend it to you. Nobody under the age of 18. It starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love our friends joining us from all over the world, but please make sure you adjust your time to match our start time. If you're coming in a little late, that's fine. I let people in through the whole time. But if you're coming in at 10 when we're ending, we're done. Should have been in a little sooner. You must be in the building. Your question is about. So don't be on lunch break at work if you're asking about your home. Marianne can only tell you what's going on in the building that you are currently in. What else? I feel like there's one that I'm forgetting. That might be all of them.
No, I think you got it.
So the next one is Monday, the 24th, that has open availability. So yeah, if you think you might have earthbounds or if you might have a portal or something, you get to ask 2 questions, and please be mindful other people have paid to be there as well. So we want to honor everybody's time who is still waiting to ask their questions. What happened when you were 10 really doesn't matter with what's going on right now. So please be mindful and respectful of other people waiting. to find out what's going on. And we try our best to do the new people first, but sometimes people will use a different email so they look new. So keep that in mind. So yeah, join us here in a few minutes. We'll probably take a 10-15 minute break, refill coffee cups, take a bathroom break before we are live again on Twitch only for podcast recording. And you're right, Brooke, myself, Brooke, and I think Sandy will be live tonight doing discussions and readings unsupervised from Mary Ann. So we get to
So you guys should have all kinds of fun if I'm not there.
So come join in on we'll discuss anything pretty much under the metaphysical umbrella. And we offer readings just and goofing off general shenanigans. And again, Twitch only. Again, it's free, but it's an easier platform to do that on. So, which is why we're there. Mary Ann, do you have any last minute things?
No, everything looks good. I mean, I think looking forward to Saturday. I hope you guys come out on Saturday. The weather's supposed to be okay. It's be cooling down. It should be nice.
It's not going to be atrociously hot like it is today.
No.
So
and it's at 5:30 at night, so it should already start be cooling down.
Yeah. So it'll be light enough to where we're not tripping over things, but it'll be getting dusk and, kind of have that little bit of a spooky feeling. And if you guys remember the picture, probably about a month ago with the blue light in Kipton, that I'm like, there is nothing in town that gives off that light. Like you'll get to see those buildings in person and see, kind of like why that was such a weird instance happening.
Right.
So, yeah, you'll get to see the house that I still need to record this podcast for, and some town history and some ghosts. Yes.
Eventually, just no time. Eventually, we'll get around to that.
I think, if we have pictures that people take and let us share, we can post them up later. I have to go digging way back in Facebook and find pictures that, when Rune was like maybe this tall, of us walking up and down, and the stuff that we would capture with our phone. We would just take random pictures at night in the dark. And then all of a sudden you'd see Rune show up on the picture and then like stuff around him. So I just have to go. I have not scrolled that far back, that many years back to find those. But yeah, if we have pictures from that night that people are willing to let us share, we'll definitely put them up. So maybe do a live on your old house. Maybe. I mean, it's currently, I'm not currently the one living in it. So we always have to get permission from my tenant before we do that. So, and she does work from home. So that makes it a challenge.
Harder.
Right. Yeah. But thanks for joining, guys. If you want to join us for the podcast, gives about 10-15 minutes over on Twitch under Goddess Elite LLC. And you can join in our shenanigans while recording. That I have to take all of that out before it goes live. So, but thanks for joining, guys.
And we'll see you next week.